What's going on today, YouTube? I'm got an interview for you guys today. I'm blacking it out on my screen to keep her face anonymous. But this is a family member of mine, and we were having a discussion about one of the discussions that I was having last night on my page, which was gender war being the hinder war. And I just wanted to give you guys a female perspective, because every time I talk about this situation, I have sisters who do exactly what I say you're going to do each time. And I just be wanting my sisters to understand that, first off, recognize that I can predict what you're going to say and do. That should count for something. That means I've heard it before. Your arguments, I heard them before. Apparently, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual hinder war, meaning every time a man makes a statement in America today about a black woman, a black man makes a statement about a black woman, we rarely hear the black woman either is just listen and or accept our perspective. You don't have to agree with it. But we would appreciate it if you just listen. Like, in the spirit of conversation, in the spirit of resolution, you should want to listen. And it's vice versa. Maybe because am I not saying it enough? I prefaced it last night on one of the videos that, hey, I don't agree with everything men do, and I will never agree with everything these men doing, because most of them are petty ass, soft ass suckers. So I'm never going to just sit there and agree with what they're doing. But what I'm not going to allow is this continued, we can say whatever we want to say about what a man is not doing and or doing. And the moment we bring up what a woman does, he's either a pussy, a punk, petty, whatever in the childish. And this is my guest today, my cousin. We're gonna call her R.O. And we're gonna just talk about, this is Derek Jones Talks. This is nothing scripted or anything like that. It's just a conversation, and I'm gonna go to her so she can give her opinion on the gender war, hinder war. And the floor is yours.
I feel that women are like biased against men. I feel that they don't say what they really need to say about themselves. A lot of women out here are deadbeats. A lot of women don't take care of their kids. A lot of women have different baby fathers. A lot of women are on food stamps. But when a man don't come around, he's the worst man. You on child support, you put the man on child support, you think you don't have to work. No, that's not true. Just because he's on child support don't mean you don't have to work. That's just child support. Honestly, women do the same thing men do. I know more women than men who don't take care of their kids. And that's where I wanted to step in and say it's a personal thing. It's not me attempting to make men look good, because I don't need to do that. What I'm saying is, personally, I know far more women who've abandoned their families than men. Exactly. So what makes you better than him? What makes you, oh, well, I'm a woman, I'm doing it on my own. You're not really doing it on your own if you're getting help from the system. That's not on your own. So people need to learn the difference between being independent and being on welfare and being on child support, because that's not doing it by yourself. You're still getting help. Getting help is okay if you really need the help. Exactly. And no one's knocking you. Exactly. Nobody's knocking women for being on child support.
Just don't knock the next person because he doesn't have a job when you don't have one. Because we're talking about us being adults.
And most of the time, the man didn't have a job when you met him. So you gave him that opportunity to be in your life without a job, and he got comfortable. So that's really like your fault too. And then cheating, that's another situation.
Oh man, I'm not saying this. Listen to all my female subscribers. This is a woman talking. I'm just listening. I didn't say this.
And I have my own brain, so he didn't tell me what to say.
Right. This isn't polite. This isn't I Am Brother Polite. We don't have scripts, guys, in the back.
on cheating. Women always say, "Oh, men ain't shit. They cheat." All that. Honestly, coming from experience, I've cheated before, and women do it too, and they're sneakier than men when they do it. So that's another thing that men get bashed about. And I'm not bashing women. I'm not bashing men. I'm just saying, if you're going to say one thing about somebody, admit that women are just as bad. It's like 50-50 to me, honestly. It might be even 60-40 with women.
Because there's so many of them, and there's so men locked up and dead.
Exactly. So, honestly, I just think women should just take the responsibilities. If a man asks you, "Oh, can I get a DNA test?" Why are you getting mad at him? If you know in your brain that you had sex with somebody else, why get mad? You already know. That's just making you look stupid. You should want to know who your baby's father is.
And to add on to that DNA test thing, which is a big part of the Hinder war when we go at each other, is I get upset because women get upset about men requiring DNA tests. Not all women. Of course, I know not all women.
You shouldn't even have to say I should not.
Talking to them. And I ain't talking to you. Right.
If the shoe don't fit, don't even pay any mind.
And if it does fit, accept the information. Like you're not horrible because you've done something before. But this notion of a man asking for DNA results or questioning a woman's virtue and all this, as soon as a woman's son, nephew, brother, cousin, male friend that she loves and admires or whatever, and that's her brother type friend, the first time he says a woman came to him and said that she's pregnant, what is the very first thing a woman says to that man?
You gonna get a DNA test? You sure it's yours?
Well, but if we say that shit about you, oh, you was fucking laying down with me and you this, that, and the third, like, come on,
still gonna get a DNA test.
And it's still gonna, right. Like, the conversation, guys, for men and women is this. Today we're just focusing on women because there seems to be in this holier than thou or this above reproach notion when it comes to women. And I'm sorry, I love y'all to death. I told y'all before, I love my lady to death. I love my mother to the end of the galaxy and beyond.
But some women ain't shit, just like
some men ain't shit. When you hear some men say, I was a good dude, it was a woman that turned me different. He's not lying. Why do you think he's making that up? I used to open doors. Exactly. I used to open doors for my women until I found you doing whatever the fuck else you were doing, and all you had to do was tell me.
All you had to do was be honest.
But you didn't. And those things, when you have these conversations, oh, he's a punk. Oh, all the things we could be talking about, why we got to focus on back. We don't ever talk about these things. Not in the manner that I'm talking about it. I'm not bashing.
Too much credit for things that they don't do.
And I agree.
And they're not giving the men credit for the things that they do. And that's not fair because there's single men out here with their own kid, with their kids, that's taking care of their kids by themselves, that actually work. And it's not on
assistance and are trying to do things for themselves and build their family the same way single mothers are. But it's like this single mother thing seems to be getting, you know what? People keep giving statistics. Yeah. And like I be saying, man, I don't trust all that shit, man. It's the same thing how the people keep saying, oh, white people outnumber black people. How do they outnumber us and they haven't been reproducing for over a decade and we still number 2 on the list in America and number 1 in abortion?
People don't know that. They don't read. They just go back.
They just, right. So, like, it's all these notions that all these women are just, no, there's a whole ton in society of men who are doing this shit and no credit is being given to them. Nothing is being said about it. But you can talk about him being a deadbeat. You can talk about him supposedly being scared of white men.
You could 1,000% sure on Mari that he's the father. And 1,000%, not 100, 1,001.
Oh my goodness!
You're the only person I slept with, and the man ain't even dad. How is that then?
Women, sisters, we love you. I love you. please just understand that this gender war, hinder war is not about a fight. This gender war, hinder war is about one adult to another adult.
If you don't understand this conversation,
you're not an adult. This has nothing to do with me having a phallus and her having a vagina.
Exactly.
It's the fact that she is an adult black woman. I am an adult black man. And when we an adults interact with one another, it should be on a respectful, even level, not you want this, you want that. I want a man to love me. I want a man to this. I also want a man to let me say whatever the fuck I want to say to him and it be okay.
Exactly.
And he can't do anything in response. That's basically what you're saying. There'll be tons of you again saying that's not. I'm sorry. Just because
to hit a woman, but a woman could come and beat up
and
a man and
clock you and then go and talk about it.
Yeah, girl, I beat his.
I hit him with this. If a man were to do, which I don't condone because I think it's faggotry for you to be smacking and punching women, and then these white cops come around, you don't do shit.
Exactly.
Except nut up and act like a pussy. So that's why I be trying to explain to my babies, to my sisters, to my ladies, yo, this is no woman bashing page, but this is Derek Jones Talks. The bullshit stops here. That's bullshit. If you think you can say whatever you want and feel how you want and get away with it. I wrote last night and talked about how black women aren't being assaulted by the police the way black men are. And I had sisters on my comments, you must not be. Listen, hun, when a black woman is wandering around in a car, she is far less of a target to a white male until he sees me. I am much greater of a target. You are not going to make that. You're not going to tell me some statistic you saw on TV and that's going to change my mind. That's when I see it myself.
They see a black man, they ready to stop.
They ready to stop and grab that nigga. A sister could walk up. You could go to these parks and these hoods, and a woman could walk through that park all day. Let one man walk through that park, and a cop see him, he gonna run up on him. Where's your ID? Stop trying to pretend that your plight is exactly the same as mine, because it's not. And all we ever do is try to just say that to you. And when we say it to you, you don't think, what you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? I mean, shut up and listen. And then I will shut up and listen. That's the reason I know that sisters go through certain things with black men is because I listen to the conversation. That's how I know most black men act like pussies and babies.
And then you know because you've seen it. Just like women should know that women ain't shit because they've seen it.
Exactly.
And they know they ain't shit because they ain't shit.
It happens.
They're the main ones that ain't shit.
It happens. Everybody ain't perfect. Everybody's not top dog. Everybody don't make all the right moves. Life has too many variables that you can make all the right moves all the time. That's just a goddamn impossibility. So let me calm down some. First, let me thank RO for coming on.
Thank you.
And she will be a reoccurring guest, especially on these topics, because the gender war, hinder war is not over.
No.
This topic is not over. Next, men, all my male listeners, you will be the focus of the conversation next. And your fuckery, and our fuckery. And this stud shit, and this I got 3 baby mothers, and you ain't took care of not one of the kids from the baby mother, and neither one of them, but you ran here talking like you some stud, and you, because that's all you are is a fucking stud, a nothing ass stud.
Also talk about the women who have 5 baby fathers, and none of them take care of the kids. They taking care of them on their own, but don't you think it's something wrong with you for keep picking the same exact man? If none of your baby fathers take care of any of the kids?
Yes, that's another good conversation, because there's tons of good black men out here. They just don't have curly ponytails or a beard like mine or a lot of money,
and you thinking he's a good man. You get pregnant by him and have multiple children by them.
And the other guy who liked you, who Like I said, his eyes aren't as pretty as mine, or his eyes aren't as curly or long as the dude that you got kids by. But he loves his family. He has a stable home, and he would make a great husband. Nah, no, you just fuck around on him.
You just called him corny.
Corny and fuck around on him. So it's a lot that we got to talk about, guys, with this gender war, Hinder war. I'm about to cut this off because I made it 15 minutes. You guys know I don't even go that long. But a very good topic. Gender war, Hinder war. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll be back at you.
See ya.